Hello everybody, my name is Waffle Toast, and this is my review for the Transformers Studio Series Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime. I never thought I'd actually get to review this figure because of how old it is, but one day my parents were at a flea market, someone was selling this, and they decided to pick it up for me. So, thank you to them. So, let's start with accessories just because of how little he actually comes with. All you get are two crappy versions of the swords he uses in the movie with no paint on them at all, except for two white sections that are more for vehicle mode than anything. But more on that in the vehicle mode section. So yeah, you get two crappy blades that can plug into his hands. Just like that. And there you go. Now he has two blades. Now, a lot of people were disappointed he didn't come with his rust cannon that he uses to kill Ironhide. So what I did is I just ripped off one of Legacy Redcog's arms, and it's not perfect, but it does the job. And if you can't find the DNA kit, it works as a pretty okay substitute. So yeah, before I do articulation, I just want to go over the looks of this figure because this is one of my favorite designs from the entirety of the Bayverse. And I just love the way this figure turned out. Now, sure, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. One thing I want to point out is the kibble. It's not terrible. Sure, there's like ladders on the sides of his legs, and the entire roof of the fire truck is supposed to be like his cape thing. But for what they were working with, I think it turned out pretty good. Like, it does the job of looking like his cape in the movie. Another thing is paint. There is a severe lack of gold paint, and by severe, I mean there is no gold paint at all. Even looking at the box, you could see there is some gold paint sprinkled throughout the model, but on the actual figure, there's none. If I really wanted to, I could go in and just add some with like a gold pen, but I'm not going to do that just because of how old and expensive this figure is now. I'm surprised Toy Hacks never made a decal set for this figure because he really needs it. Another thing is the blue that they use for the eyes is a very light sort of baby blue. I wish they chose a darker blue. Sure, it would have blended in with the gray of the face, but I feel like it would have looked a bit better. One last thing that I actually thought was really cool is the chest. Now, if this were modern Hasbro, the entire chest panel would be clear plastic. What it actually is, one half of it is solid plastic, and that's the section that has the hinge. And the actual, like, chest detailing is a clear plastic part that is put over the normal plastic. And I that's a really cool detail because it makes sure that these hinges are as strong as they can be. Just some cool little detail that I noticed. So yeah, let's just move on to articulation. Arms can do a 360. They can go out that far. There is I guess an elbow swivel, because it's not really a bicep swivel. Elbows bend a little over 90 degrees. There is a wrist swivel. Head is on a ball joint, but it can look to the left that far, to the right that far, can look up that far, and can't really look down. There is move the cape thing. There is a waist swivel. It doesn't do a 360, but one thing about the waist swivel is that for the instructions, you're supposed to unfold this. There is a tab right here that will slot in right here. You're supposed to tab that in, but in doing so, it makes the figure a bit more solid, but it does block the waist swivel. So I usually just fold all this up so I could use the waist swivel. Now the legs on my copy, at least going in and out, they're very loose, but the legs can kick forward that far, can go back that far, can do the splits, and that's another thing. The ab section is very loose and doesn't want to tab in. The legs can split that far. No thigh swivel, but there is a knee swivel. Knees bend a little over 90 degrees. There is no ankle articulation, but the toes can move down. So that is about it for articulation. Again, if I forget something, I'll edit it in later, which I don't think I did this time. Oh yeah, elbows can bend backward for transformation. So if you want him to look like he broke his arm or something, you could do that. So let's move on to comparisons. Here he is with Bandai Movie Monster Series Kiryu and World of Halo Master Chief from Halo Infinite. For the actual size of the figure, he is about 7 inches tall to the top of the head. For the people who do not live in America, he's about little over 17.5 centimeters tall to the top of the head. That being said, let's move on to the transformation. Alright, I got a little confused with the transformation just because I've only transformed this once since I've had it, and that was when I first opened it. But I got there in the end. It's not a necessarily complicated transformation, it's just all of these panels, getting them to smush together and tab into the roof, it's kind of difficult, and it flexes the entire thing. I don't know if you could see, but there's a slight curve in the roof, and the tires don't sit flush on the ground. But other than that, it's pretty good. Now you may be wondering, why does it look so incomplete down here? That's where the swords come in that I mentioned earlier. What you do is, you fold in the handle, and there are 2 tabs here that will slot in right there. And you just tab the swords in underneath, and it completes the bottom of the truck. This is some of the best weapon storage I have ever seen on a Transformer. And I'm used to, like, just chucking a gun on the back, but this was really cool. I really enjoyed the weapon storage on this guy. Articulation, the hose can move up and down and bend in half, and the mirrors can move up and down. Other than that, not much to talk about. I don't know, it's a really cool looking fire truck. Looking at it in truck mode, you could definitely see how I said it would benefit from toy hacks, because there is a lot of detail and just blank red space that I feel like a toy hack set would really benefit this guy. I don't know why they never did one. And something you can do is, if you did the thing earlier with the red cog gun, is you just take it and plug it in right there. There you go. Now he has the red cog gun. First time I did that, I just thought of it now. Doesn't look too bad, but doesn't look good either. So I guess what you could do is that. Well, that looks a bit worse. Anyway, let's just move on to the size of the truck. It is about 7 3/4 inches long. For the people who do not live in America, just under 19 centimeters long. For the width, it's about 2 inches wide. For the people who do not live in America, just about 5 centimeters wide. So, with that being said, if you've watched this far into the video, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you want to. And until I upload again, whenever that may be, goodbye.